Hi, I'm Mel Pickup, Chief Executive of Bradford Teaching Hospitals, and welcome to this week's news update, which focuses on our people. Today we meet consultant gastroenterologist Dr. Suleiman Maria, who's helping the Mauritian government to set up the country's first national colon cancer screening programme. Dr. Maria will tell us how he was approached by the Prime Minister and the Minister of Health from the island to establish a state-of-the-art service which aims to save lives.
If you imagine it, if we turn the other way, anti-clockwise, yeah, right, good. Can you see it? Yeah, and then pull back. Stop here for a second. Endoscopy is where we use a tube that contains a camera to go down the stomach or to go up the colon. So people who have pain in the tummy, people who are vomiting blood, who have difficulty swallowing, we need to put a telescope to diagnose what's going on and sometimes to treat what's going on. Endoscopy is a big diagnostic and also therapeutic department, and it's essential to all hospitals throughout the world. Open again, close B. I was born in Mauritius. It's got a population of 1.2 million, it's got 5 hospitals, and it's got few doctors. I got a scholarship to study medicine in the UK. In 2007, the previous Prime Minister of Mauritius, Dr. Navin Ramgoolam, was visiting the Yorkshire Clinic. Something told me I had to go there. I could see all these bodyguards all over. I walked in, and the Prime Minister immediately recognized that I was a Mauritian, and he came to me and he said, "How are you doing?" I said, "Prime Minister, I'm doing very well, but you don't know me." And he said, "Who are you?" He asked me whether I would be prepared to give lectures in gastroenterology. I said to him that I would much prefer to set up or to train people in endoscopy. Try your small wheel to just move a little bit to the right. I always knew I had to give something back to my country of birth. And I knew this was a great opportunity. You know, people have taught me here, and it is my duty to pass this on to someone else. So at that point in Mauritius, out of 5 hospitals, only 1 hospital had some endoscopy equipment and only 4 scopes to use. In Bradford hospitals, we had 3 endoscopy rooms with state-of-the-art equipment and more than 40 scopes. And that's for a population of just 500,000 in Bradford. One of my colleagues here, Dr. Beckett, agreed to come with me. And we had 2 of our nurses, Nemia and Christina, who also agreed to come with me. We ran the first endoscopy workshop in Mauritius in 2008. It was quite a realization that it was not going to be as easy as I thought it would be. 1 or 2 people could scope very well, but the rest of the doctors, perhaps they needed a bit more. By that time, I was going there during my leave, and I said to my wife, I think the job will last for 5 years. But it turns out that 18 years down the line, we still haven't finished the job that we started in 2008. You've done remarkably well, sir. I'm using endoscopy to also teach basic techniques to try to bring the level of medicine a little bit higher. And for example, the way the nurses talk to patients here is really nice and really good.
You want some help? We will help.
And sometimes we find that in less developed countries, doctors and nurses can be slightly harsh on patients. So this is one of the things that I've tried to change. Every year I would run one formal, what I call the Bradford Mauritius GI endoscopy workshop, where we would invite doctors from all the 5 hospitals to gather in one of the hospitals, and we would be teaching them from basics to advanced endoscopy depending on their levels of skill. This has worked really well. As we were teaching, we then started to teach the first generation of endoscopists training skills to train the next generation of endoscopists. So we started running Training the Trainers course. When we started in 2008, in that little hospital which did 250 cases, last year in the 5 hospitals they did 6,000 cases. So I think everybody agrees that the effort was well worth it, and it gives me enormous pleasure to be able to say that we've made a big difference to a country. And I think we should be proud in this trust that I am being encouraged to do this. You know, the chief exec, Professor K, management, they would encourage us to do this kind of work. And my colleagues are very supportive, they come with me, because we are in the medical profession, we are meant to be compassionate. We are meant to look at what's going on around us and say, look, you are not able to do this, but I am able to help you, and therefore we will help you.